Yeah. Roasted from grave, thought I was birdie. I kick out the coffee. Came out this thing, get the feeling my plans to
Thabyseng. My name is Puseletso, child of the Most High. Some call me Georgia, some call me Neighbor. You can call me whatever you want. Welcome to another episode of Cherry Show with the aestheticians. And as I said, and I'll say it again, Ariraloki Moso Onenkinga. I'm Fonele. We are back with another episode, and we have a very beautiful someone that is focused to share her story and to help us understand what it takes to be where she is today. I'm with Thabiseng. Madam, hi.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing,
I am fine. I'm so happy that I'm interviewing you today because you're my colleague.
Colleague. I'm so happy to be here as well. I'm really glad to be here.
Thank you. And I love this so much because you are a person that is in this space, the media space. This should be very easy.
Is it? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. As I was saying behind the scenes, I'm not used to being interviewed. I'm used to being the one, conducting interviews. But we got this.
You got this. And also speaking on that, on the kind of person that you are, that you like doing the interviewing and not like being interviewed. So can you tell us about yourself a little bit? Who's Thabiseng? What keeps you going? Who are you?
Okay, thank you so much once again for having me. My name is Thabiseng. I don't know if I should mention my other name, but my name is Thabiseng Delicious, right? Well, I don't know what my parents are thinking when they gave me the name, but
it's in the ID.
It's in the ID, like Thabiseng Delicious. Okay, sorry for another day. Yeah, so I'm an honor student in the University of Limpopo. I'm doing media studies.
Okay.
I'm a radio presenter. Hi.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a lot of things. I'm a promoter. I'm a language consultant in the CAE Center for Academic Excellence in the University of Limpopo. Okay. They say once a mentor, always a mentor. So I was a mentor last year, and I still believe that I'm still a mentor because once a mentor, always a mentor. I'm a businesswoman, and lately I've been, trying with this DJing thing. So I don't know if I can say I'm an upcoming DJ. You're ready to book me very soon.
Well, you're a jack of all trades. You're doing everything.
There's nothing I can't do.
You're on top of things. And you have the braids. You're smart because you'll be doing, this and that and that and that. That is so beautiful. So can you please indulge us? Why this specific career path? Why media?
Oh my God. Oh, I don't know where to start. I think I've always been this person. Hey, when we take it back to primary school, I've always been this bubbly girl, honestly speaking. But I remember when I was in high school, grade 9, some of the teachers would approach me. How about you be involved in debates? I think that's where it started. So I used to debate back in high school. I used to join modeling. I remember I joined Miss Edward Homo, the high school that I was, in, and I won. In high school there, it was not much of a big deal. So you'd enter this year, next year. So I would just always, take and one of the stories and where I realized that actually this is my thing. Around September, celebrating, is it spring day? So they always do events, go skolong, ne? So there's this guy, we used to be friends. They're like, no man, let's do lip sync. So there's this song, Lil Wayne, I'm Into You. So we performed that song, Koskolong, and the following day was a matric dance. And guess what? The teachers requested that we come and perform to the matriculants. So we got a free ticket to matric dance. So I can say that's how it started. I've just always wanted to do this. From grade 9, I knew that I want to be an actor. All these things, I want to be an actor, a radio presenter, everything. And, that's when I applied media studies in the University of Limpopo, and by the grace of God, I got accepted.
Oh man, that is such a heartwarming story.
Yes.
Because a lot of people struggle with figuring out what they want.
Yes.
So it's crazy that you knew from grade 9.
Yeah, from grade 9.
Oh, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. So would you say there is maybe something in your undergrad, I get you're doing honors at the moment, that made you question your path a little bit?
You know what? School is not easy. Ne? I don't want to lie. Even in my honors, it is not easy. Mara, nothing beats hard work and not giving up. I remember last year when I was still doing my undergrad, a day before I could write my final paper, you know, when you want success so much, you're like, tomorrow I'm writing my final paper and my future depends on it. If I fail, you know, things might go bad. I might not even graduate. I had qualified the module with a distinction. You know, the pressure of having qualified like that. You're like, what if I fail?
Yeah.
You won't believe if I tell you that I did not study that night. I was just feeling overwhelmed, panicking, praying to God, say, Lord, I can't afford not to pass. You get my point. Sometimes you just struggle with, you know, studying, not understanding certain topics in the modules, but also always going for help, going to your lecturers, you know, for assistance, and even your fellow classmates help.
Yeah.
You know, pride won't take you anywhere. If you know that there's someone in class who's doing better than you, it's always better to go, hi, can you please assist me on this topic? And then that's how we roll, man.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yes, it have not always been busy, but I'm glad at the end I graduated and currently doing my honors.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So you experiencing that, you know, the day before you were about to write and all of that, would you say that maybe pushed you into being a mentor so that you could be there for others?
Oh my God, that actually contributed to the pressure I was having, actually. I was a mentor in my final year. You know, when you're a mentor, sometimes people look up to you, just go to class, someone and say, hi, Thabi, I like you. I like your energy. And you inspire me. You're assisting them. They're passing. One of the pressures I had was, I'm assisting people and I can't afford not to pass. I can't afford not to perform well. But I can say it was a good one because, you know, it pushed and contributed to me working hard because I didn't want to disappoint myself and help others so I can, you know, perform well myself. So I can say mentorship played a very big role in my performance, you know. Yeah, I can say it played a very big and important role.
Okay.
Yes.
I hear you. You are doing a lot of things, as you had already mentioned, modeling, even radio presentation. So from you moving your focus, not moving, like shifting a little bit of your focus from just your schoolwork, media studies, and then going into radio presentation and all the other things. How did that transition take place?
You know what? Sometimes I sit down, like I'm just one person when I'm sitting, what can I do next? You know? And you know, this thought they just come to my mind. So I'm like, oh, there's Radio TAF. I think I should join Radio TAF. So whenever I think of something, I make sure that I make it happen. So when I think it's radio, it's schoolwork, it's mentorship, I think one of the things you have to do is to check, this is how my day is going to be. And then you plan things accordingly and say, from 3 o'clock until this time, I'll be in studio. From now until now, I'll be doing this. And I think that's how I manage. But the truth is, I enjoy doing all these things, man. I do.
You enjoy being around.
I enjoy being around, you know, being a people's person. It's very nice.
And beyond the since you were talking about how you like being around people, engaging with people, so that may have played a role in you being a broadcaster, ne?
Exactly.
Okay, so who inspired your style in broadcasting? You know, when you're talking to who inspired you?
I wouldn't say there's a certain or specific person who inspired me. What I do, honestly, I listen to radio. I watch, you know, radio presenters, you know, this influencers. So I can say I take different things from them. But at the end, I just realized you just have to be yourself. You get my point. For example, I'd be listening to 947. I'd listen to Tando. I'd like a confidence. I'll listen to on Capricorn FM, and I like the way she presents herself. I'd combine everything and be like Thabiseng, this is who you are, and then this is how I just be creative and then just be unique and be myself, looking at everything they do.
Okay, you know, there's this thing that radio is kind of going out and whatnot. So I'm just, you are mentioning Hore, you listen to radio and all of that. People have this thing now where radio is going out, TV, you know, the screen is coming in, TikTok, attention spans, and there's a lot to it. Yeah, like,
honestly speaking, people have been talking about that a lot. There are even people who are doing research about that podcast might end up replacing radio. And at this point now, from what I've experienced, I don't think anything can ever replace radio. There's something about the power of imagination. You get my point? I remember there are times I would wake up in the morning for a morning run. You won't listen to a podcast while having your morning run. I don't think you would. So, you know, when I'm listening to radio, running, you know, you just hear in the background, you know, be careful on the roads, there's traffic, what are updates, if you're running. You know, when you're running and they're talking, just imagining their voices in the studio. I feel like there's just something about it that not even podcast or any other platforms can replace, honestly. Imagine yourself driving a long distance, maybe from Gyan to Polokwane, listening to radio, listening to the presenters' voices and what they're talking about, the topics. I just feel like nothing can replace radio. The power of imagination, can be taken away.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with you. Specifically on the point that radio is very different. There's something about
There's
radio.
something
Even
about
the
radio.
presenters
Yes.
of radio, their voices are different
Yes.
from how you would listen to a podcast.
Exactly.
Also, with podcasting, they usually upload the podcast on Spotify. So I guess someone can listen to it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's still
Not
different.
the same. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So, okay, as a media student, in fact, let me start on this one. It's kind of controversial, and this is not my view, but there are some concerns. Well, not concerns, but people speak.
Okay.
How do you feel, or what do you say to people who view media studies as a course maybe that is not very what's the word? That is not good, maybe
like
for
looking
an
down on
African
it.
child, yes.
Oh yes, I've experienced that a lot. I remember back in 2021. Okay, for me, it's something I've always wanted to do, so I've always been proud. There are people who are doing media because maybe they applied LLB and they couldn't get admitted and they came to media. But with me, I just told myself, this is what I want. Okay, now you can say, what are you studying, Kara Media? You look down on me. But when you come to me tomorrow, Kara, I'm a journalist, you're going to respect me. So you're looking down on me now because Kara Media. So I think if you're doing it because you love it, you wouldn't mind what people say. If you're going to say you're doing media and a person looks down on you, you don't have to mind that. I remember I was with my friend. She was doing performing arts and I was doing media. So we met with, group of people. It was a group of engineers, pharmacists and all that. And they're like, what are you guys studying? And I said, I'm doing media studies. And my friend was like, I'm doing performing arts. Like, really, performing arts and media studies are a bit related. And I was like, you're doing creative arts? Do you even have that in the university? Yeah. Like, it was somehow.
In this university?
No, like my friend said she's doing performing arts. Agri arts, like creative arts. So the person was exaggerating, was like, so you're doing performing arts, like really you came to university just to do performing arts. You get my point? So understanding that acting is her passion, it didn't really take her down. Same applies with me. If you say media and you look, you don't have to care about what people say as long as you know what you're doing. Just keep going, man. But people say that, but media plays a very important role in our lives. You get my point? We know what is happening in the country right now because of media. If there's flood, everything, Mkwana is what he said in the news. It's because of media. If it wasn't for media, I wouldn't be doing it. Now they're watching on YouTube because of media. You get my point? Very much important.
Bruh, sometimes you can be so shallow-minded, You ought to be open-minded about these things.
That's correct.
Yeah. So besides this challenge of people, looking down on your career path, what other challenges would you say you faced in your undergraduate studies?
I think one of the challenges, in media as a whole, I would say looking at the unemployment rate in our country, it becomes a problem, especially because now you can become an actor without qualification. You can become a radio presenter without having a qualification. So I think that's one of the challenges. But also I believe in God's timing. Sometimes I used to tell myself, if one of the quotes that actually keeps me going, if it's that one thing that if you can't stop thinking about it, it means God, want you to do it. So for me, I see myself in radio, I see myself presenting, and God can just give me these thoughts for nothing. And when the time is right, I'm definitely gonna make it. You get my point?
Yes, I get your point.
Yes.
That is so wise. Okay, so we go through different things in life.
Oh, yes.
And you've always known what you want to do and everything. But there's these challenges, as you mentioned a few. Would you say you had some imposter syndrome, related to what you wanted to do? Maybe you were seeing someone that's doing better and whatnot. Maybe you wanted to imitate them or anything of that kind.
With that, now if someone is doing better than me, I'll just want to learn. Same applies to when I'm doing my show. If you tune into my show and tomorrow you come back with some, you're doing an afternoon drive, I feel like you should be energetic. Even if your aim is to break me or take me down, I'll take it as a motivation to say I can always improve. I take it as constructive criticism. You get my point. I wouldn't say I've been intimidated or feeling bad. Well, there are times, especially when I started, when I started, it was hard. Just that sometimes you build yourself and you learn from your mistakes. But talking about when I started, it was not as easy, and I really never thought I'd be where I am today.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. You're a big girl now.
I'm a big girl.
You're doing your postgraduate. So how is the postgraduate journey different from the undergraduate journey?
Yeah, it's a bit different. People say honors is easier, but I wouldn't say the same.
No?
Because in undergrad, undergrad, you just write tests, assignments and all that. So with postgrad, it's all the things you've been doing in undergrad plus research. You are new to research. You don't know what research methodology is. You get my point? You don't know what literature review is. You are new to this thing. You have to have a supervisor. And I think one of the most important things in postgrad is having a supportive supervisor. If your supervisor is not that supportive, you're gonna be depressed. Oh my God. So I would say it's not the same, but all I can say is that we learn, man. We learn, all of us, even the doctors, when they started, they didn't know how it operates. But, taking it one day at a time and being patient with yourself, I think is one of the most important things.
Research is not nice. Research is not nice at all.
It's not.
At all.
Having to do research, write assignments, prepare for tests, attend classes, it's just a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, truly. So, okay, you mentioned that people look up to you, that you've been a mentor, and you believe that mentor is always a mentor, right? So you are seen as the mouthpiece, or maybe you regard yourself as a mouthpiece for the students. How did that come about, and how do you feel about it?
I've also good, man. Having to have a show and people coming, I get a lot of inboxes sometimes. People say, can we come to the show and have a conversation with you, and sometimes you find that a person is going through something which we normally talk about on radio. Let's say a friend of mine has a problem which is having or going through relationship problems. I'm able to go to the radio and talk about it. Let's say there's this girl who once came and she was like, she's been abused and all that. So you're able to come to those people who maybe don't have voices. You're able to come up with a topic and talk about it on radio. How do you deal with a situation like this? Or let's say you have a boyfriend who's abusive and all that. You talk about it to raise awareness. Sometimes you even invite people maybe from D Block to, to offer emotional support. So that is very much important. When one person comes with a problem, take it to radio. One of the things I said yesterday, I was like, being my friend is not easy because you're going to tell me a problem and I'll see it as content, something to talk about on the show. But the truth is, people can relate, and you don't really have to say, Thabyseng said, but you said, people go through stuff like this. How can we address them? How do you deal with being in a toxic relationship? So if you're someone going through the same, you're able to listen and take some notes, man.
Okay. that is a little bit controversial. So do you think that makes you a good friend, you doing that? Do you think it makes you a good friend?
Okay.
And what role does it play in your friendships?
It's the things that you go through, it's something that someone else might be going through, right? And sometimes you might find what I'm talking about myself. You get my point? Thing is, like I said, you don't say, Thabiseng is going through this. You get my point? You take it as, there's what example can I give? I think most problems are relationship related. You get my point? Like I said, you're in a toxic relationship. You love a guy. You don't know how to live. You talk about it. There are people who are in toxic relationship. How do you deal with being with a toxic person that you love and they're not treating you right? My friends understand. I was having a conversation with one of them. It was like, I like it when you have these conversations because you're also educating other people on how to love themselves, on how to live toxicity, and on how to deal with challenges, like I said, abuse, HIVs, STIs, and all that. When you talk about it, a lot of people learn. And my friends understand who I am. They still trust me with their information. One of them said, I was like, on this topic, I wanted to share my story, but it has to be anonymous. So they understand the kind of person I am. And as long as I don't say their names, they would never know.
Yeah, okay, so I love that. you have these conversations with them, like you speak with them before you can go speak about it on radio.
Oh yes.
I think that's proper.
Oh
I was like
yes.
worried there for like that.
No,
Yeah.
we're good, man.
You
We're
get
good.
there. Okay. Okay. So you mentioned a lot of challenges in the media field, ne? So now let's look specifically at the students. What challenges would you say maybe the students in the media studies are experiencing beyond the unemployment and everything? Maybe issues that should be taken seriously in the media field but are not being taken seriously.
I think one of the issues that should be taken seriously, specifically on the media,
Yeah.
I can when university is theory, most cases they just tell you okay, when you are in studio, this is how you go on air. If it's script writing, a director has to do this, they have to come up with ideas, you know, a script writer have to do this. They just tell you, and those are things that you imagine. So I think one of the things that can be done, sometimes you don't have to wait for the next person to do it for you, right? So if you're interested in filmmaking, you know, like what you're doing now, you can start something on your own. For example, shout out to you guys for doing this, because you are getting skills. Next thing,
Aesthetic views
yes,
magazine.
after 5 years, you're looking for a job, you're definitely going to have experience, right? So if you're doing media and you want to pursue a career in radio, don't just sit and wait for you to complete your qualification. There are community radio stations. For example, we have Radio TEF, we have Eta FM. If you are home, I believe there are other community radio stations at home. So go there and volunteer. I think that's where you start, because you cannot wake up and find yourself at Metro FM. You have to start somewhere. So volunteer. That's how it has to be, out of passion. Because when it's out of passion, you can simply just, do it because you love it. I think volunteering is one of the best things, so that when you leave, you are able to say, I have experience, instead of finishing. Now you're under pressure. You don't know where to start. You get my point. So I think that is one of the challenges, and one of the ways to, to deal with them or to address is to create employment for yourself. If you want to be a presenter, have a podcast.
Yeah, that's it. So do you deal with things like marketing content in a sense? Maybe, because you're saying that if someone wants to be maybe a presenter, they can just have a podcast. Will you maybe advise them on how they can actually grow the podcast and how they can grow into it?
Oh, the thing is, now I'm in radio, but I'm not much of a content person. But we've got a lot of platforms that can help us. I've realized that these days you don't even have to go to people for, just sit down, go to the internet and say, if I want to have podcasts, what can I do? Where do I start? You get my point. Talk about it. You can even post on your WhatsApp. I feel like your friends, let's say you want to start a podcast, post and then send it to your friends for them to watch or post, or, expose you to the people and their friends. And I believe that's how that's how it goes. But with the internet, with ChatGPT, just go there and say, I need to start a podcast. I'm passionate about this. What can I do? Because one of the facts for AI is not going anywhere. Yeah. So we have to use it to benefit us at the end of the day.
True. That is true. You mentioned about passion and also volunteering, and how that can help you solidify your ground in what it is that you're doing in your career path and everything. So now, as someone that maybe did not have that passion growing up, or someone that did not know what they wanted to do when growing up, how would you advise? How can one get that passion, or how can they find things that they better identify with?
I think trying. There's nothing wrong in trying. If you're in media and you're not really sure what to do, try, man. I think initially I thought I wanted to be a TV presenter and not a radio presenter. If I tell you that now all I want is radio, you can't believe. Coming here, I was listening to radio. So just give it a try. If it's radio, try acting, and then you'll definitely find where you belong. Just try. Podcast, radio, acting, everything in the space, and then you will find one thing that you enjoy. Like I said, I never thought I'd be a radio presenter like that. In my mind, I wanted to be a presenter, but focus more on TV. But you know what? I never spent a day without listening to radio.
Okay. So now you spoke about being a model, right? And now you're speaking about how you wanted to be a TV presenter, but now all you want is radio. Does that have to do with maybe you not wanting to show on screen. You just want to
Okay.
speak behind the scenes.
Okay.
And how does that affect maybe your modeling if you still do modeling?
Oh, okay. With modeling, I feel like I outgrow certain things.
Yeah.
So I did modeling when I was in high school. When I came to varsity, I think this one is one of my favorite testimonies. So when I got here in 2020, right?
Yeah.
There was Miss Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me tell you a quick story. So Miss Valentine, I came here, a friend of mine from home was like, hey, Tabi, you can join. So Miss Valentine was for everyone in the university. Ne? So I was like, okay, let me apply. And then I sent my what, and then jiggy, they call us for audition. So they had to select top 10. The university opened on the 27th. Valentine is on the 14th. So from the 27th to the 14th, when I joined, we did auditions, we practiced and all that. I was competing with final first year postgrad and all that. And I'm so glad that within just 3 weeks in the university, I was one of the, winners, because I think I was second princess for that year in my first year. So I was so happy and proud of myself. Like within 2 weeks in varsity, and now you're this person. I was like, oh my God, I was so proud of myself. So I think I've outgrown the pageant thing. Now you get my point.
Yeah.
But also if TV comes, I'll definitely take it. What I'm trying to say is, at the moment, I'm doing radio and I'm loving it. But if I get an opportunity to do TV presenting, I'll definitely do it.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay. So now as a media student, someone who has penetrated the field, you're doing radio, you're doing the things that you love. How would you advise maybe students? What should they do outside of academics in order to get into the industry, to open their path into the industry?
Like I said, volunteering, man, volunteer. If you have if you want to do radio, volunteer. If there's marketing, for example, if you are a student in the university, or maybe you want to be a news reporter, news anchor, we've got marketing department in the University of Limpopo. Go there. You don't always have to go there for money, guys. Money will find you on the way, honestly.
Yeah.
Money will find you. Be patient. Be patient with yourself and follow your passion, and like I said, you just have to find where you're going to fit in and what you enjoy.
Yeah.
But most importantly, in the industry that you're doing it, you have to use what you have in order to get what you want.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So in one sentence, describe yourself. Who is Ntabi in one sentence?
Oh, okay. Ntabi is sentence, is not line. Okay, sentence. I think Thabi is a passionate, bubbly, I'm a people's person. Yes, and passionate, bubbly, and loving person, and hard worker, most importantly. I'm a hard worker, man. I'm such a hard worker.
You have such beautiful eyes. Your eyes glisten when you speak about something that you like or when
Thank you.
It is incredible. Okay, so now for our closing, what would you encourage, or maybe what would you say to people who are struggling in the media field? Just words of encouragement.
I would say you do not have to wait for people to validate you, right? When I started, I don't know how many minutes are left with, but when I started, I think I used to struggle with validation. Ne? I would text people. When you start, it's not the same. I remember I would text other radio presenters like, hi, I'm doing radio. What do you think? Sometimes you find that they are busy, or maybe I'm still new. They can't really give me what I want to hear. They're like, no, as a beginner, you're not bad. So that would actually set me back a little bit. So I'd say, do not wait for anyone to validate you. If you can look in the mirror, do that script or intro, and you feel like you're good, that's okay. If you apply Baujia, it means you can do it. It means you're capable. So you don't have to wait for anyone to validate you. And if someone comes with a negative comment, just like they say, if you can't change it, change how you say it. Just find ways to improve and don't take it to heart. But most importantly, do not seek validation from people. Okay? Yes.
You had it for yourselves. That was heartwarming. I have it. Okay. So now from one presenter to another.
Okay.
We could a favor. You know how we roll here. Please close for us. Tell them if they want to come on the show, if they want to come to Cherry Chills, they can come to Cherry Chills. Just let the people know.
Your name is Puse, right?
Yes.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Thabiseng alongside Puse, and this is Cherry Chills. If you would like to be like one of the people or the guests, please make sure that you give us a call or inbox, and then we'll be happy to have you. Bye.
Thank you so much for that. As I said, as she said, and I'll emphasize, if you have something to say, if you want to say anything, please do come on the show. It's your host, Pusaleto, but you can call me whatever you want, Cherry Show with the ass position. Thank you.
I'm flower, I rise up. To the top, I pull up. I'm flower, I rise up. To the top, I pull up, yeah. Neighbors for riches, I blame on